A lot of people want to learn how to start an online business, but the problem is they go about it the wrong way. And what I mean by that is they get very much stuck in the hows as they begin. Even the question, how do I start an online business, is a prime example of that. And what will typically happen is people will, they'll ask, how do I start an online business? They'll find out some business models. They'll then say, how do I build an e-commerce company? How do I build an online store? They'll start looking at how do I do email marketing, build email lists, or how do I, create images, or how do I get customers? How, right? You get the point. And very much get stuck in the hows. And the problem with that is that when you're stuck in the hows, as soon as things start getting overwhelming, or you end up with lots of different options and lots of different things that you could do, which will happen, by the way, because it's quite a big world out there of online business. And the problem is that without having the right foundations in place, if all they have is the how, and that's all they've been working on, then there's nothing to filter decisions through about what you should be focusing on and why you should be focusing on it. And that's the point. People often start with the how, but they miss the much more important steps, which is the what, and more importantly than that is the why, right? You've got to get the why and the what in place before you start asking the hows. So the way that that's typically going to look, if someone wants to start an online business, if someone wants to work from home, if someone wants to learn how to make money online or whatever it is, they've got to first tap into the reasons why they're doing it. What is the lifestyle that they're looking to create? Why do they want that lifestyle? And I'll tell you one thing, earning money, right, does not cut it for a why. Having a why of, because I want to get rich, it's not going to cut it. If people were truly motivated by money, right, nobody gets out of bed in the morning thinking, I can't wait to get 1 million pieces of rectangular paper today. If that was the case, if someone was truly motivated by actual money, then give them 1 million in monopoly money and they'd be delighted. But the point is that it's not money that motivates us, it's what money enables us to do. Money is a resource. Money gives us the ability to make choices, to make decisions, to do things, to create impact. Money is a resource, it is a vehicle. So it's not money itself, it's what does money enable us to do? And why do we want it? So we've got to focus in on that why. What's the vision that we're looking to create of our lifestyle? Okay? And so when we start dialing into that and we can look at what is our ideal day going to look like, what is our typical day going to look like when we start achieving this result, this life that we want to live. And it has to be the typical day, because, if all that's motivating you is, that dream vacation or buying that Lamborghini or whatever material goal it might be, well, that's not your typical day. What are you going to be doing the other 99.9% of your time when you've achieved this result? What's your life actually going to look like? Right? So we've got to get that right. What is the typical ideal day that we're going to be living? What is that day going to look like? What will we spend our time doing? Why do we want to spend our time doing? You get clear about that, you start building the foundation from a place of why. And what happens then, right, if we're dialing into that, is we can then move on to the what. So the what is where we start dialing into things like our commitment to ourselves, that we're going to build the right routines, we're going to stick at it, we're going to build the right habits, we're going to show up every single day doing what we need to do in order to achieve our why. And the what's can be things like learning the right skills, going through training, committing to, success habits, morning routines, making sure that we're learning from mentors, we're modeling people who have achieved the result before us. What are the things that we are going to commit to doing every single day that are going to move us towards our goal, our vision, our why? And when we make that commitment to ourselves, that dedication that we are going to do what it takes, we're not going to give up on achieving our goals. We're not going to, quit when it gets hard or when it gets frustrating. We're not going to come home in the evening and go, oh, don't really feel like it tonight. I feel a bit tired. I'll just leave it till next week. It takes commitment to create change in your life, whatever that looks like. Mastery of anything, whether online business or otherwise, takes time. And we have to show up with the right expectations that we're going to commit to it. And once you've got that in place, you've got the why, you've got the what, you're ready, you're dedicated, you're going to start building those right habits, those right routines, then you go on to the how. Then you go on to things like, how do you build an online business? I'm just trying not to get run over while I'm talking about this. How do you build an online business? How do you start an affiliate company? How do you start an e-commerce company? That's when you start asking these questions. And the reason it is so damn important to get the why and the what in place first is because you then have a filter when you get into this world of, online business and all the different paths that you can go down. You know what things to focus your attention on that are going to move you towards your goal. Because if you don't have the goal in place, you don't know what to focus on. You're just going to be running around like a maniac, trying every single strategy and every single get rich quick bullshit scheme out there to help you or to try to get a result, but you don't even know what that ultimate result is. Got to have the why in place first. All right, so hopefully that perspective helps. The key, really, so one of the best things that you can do once you've got the what, you've got the why, and you want to start figuring out those hows, is look at other people who have achieved the goal that you want to achieve and figure out what did they do and how did they do it. And then you model them. Because if you do what others have done, you will get what others have gotten. It's the power of modeling. So find other people who have achieved the result that you want to achieve, model what they did to achieve that result, and that then is going to really start answering some of those how questions for you. How do you build an online business? How to start an online business? That kind of thing. All right, so hope that helps, and I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.